Well, if you're a business owner or you plan to start one in the future, getting good human resources behind your brand is key to a successful business. And our next guest is here to help with just that. So joining us now is Blanca Espinoza, CEO and founder of Charismatic Talent. So thanks for being here today. I was writing the web story that I'm going to post after this, and I was thinking about, what makes a really good team and how do you become successful in business? And it really is about who's on your team, but how do you get that team? How do you recruit? How do you find the right talent? And that's where Charismatic Talent comes in. So what do you guys do exactly?
Yeah, absolutely. Those are a lot of great questions. It definitely takes time to find the right team. I've been doing this for 20 years now, and it's taken me a long time to really set down my skills and what I need to do. And that's, finding the right people to also come in and be able to help these companies. So what we do is we do recruitment, we do human resources, compliance, marketing, just everything that a company needs to be able to, one, feel good about that they're compliant with, the state of California,
right,
and the things that they have to do. And also with, just being able to have good recruitment behind them so that they're finding good employees, so that their company runs smooth.
Right.
So we kind of help them with all of that. So just think about us as in we're here to just kind of back you up, make sure that you're compliant, make sure that you have the right employees in place, help you with employee relations.
Yeah.
Everything that comes when it comes to a business.
You are sort of acting as HR for a company, right?
Correct.
And how does that, why is that beneficial for a company to have a company like you and maybe not have their own in-house HR?
Because the difference is that you could hire an HR person. They may not have the knowledge and the skills. A lot of HR people are they know the basics of it and they know the paperwork behind it.
Sure.
But they don't know how to solve those daily fires they got to put out, or even the legal stuff behind it. So you really want to find someone that understands it, has been in it, has dealt with all of that stuff throughout the years to say, hey, this is how we handle that legally. This is what we need to do to make sure that you're safe. We got to document this. We want to have the company safe, and we want to have the employee also be heard and taken care of as well.
I would imagine that this is extremely beneficial for small businesses or people who start businesses because they love their craft or they love their service. They don't necessarily have all the business wherewithal to solve all those problems that you run into when you own a business. Do you help just small businesses, or do you help businesses of any size?
We help businesses of any size. We work nationwide. And yes, I think the biggest complaint that I get when I have an owner or a CEO call me, whether it's a small business or big size business, is just saying, how do we do this? How do we go about that? Or we had a particular situation, right? And they just don't know how to handle it.
Right.
They don't know how to handle it because, they're managers and they're assisting the warehouse and what they're doing. Their job is not to know all the compliance and issues, the stuff that the Department of Labor wants you to know and, wants you to be compliant in. And so when we get in this conversation, I say, hey, do you have this in line? Do you have that? And they're like, we didn't even know we needed that. Yeah, I didn't even know I needed that. And I'm like, oh, wow, well, you don't want to get fined, right? So, I always say, don't get caught not being compliant, right? Because it will cost you money.
Especially in a place like California where there are so many laws and there's so many rules, and having a business is difficult. Mm-hmm. You definitely want somebody who deals with this day in and day out, because you sort of know what the checklist is of all the things that businesses need to check off. Yeah. I would think that, your big business might have different needs than your small business. Is there a way to tailor your service to each business's individual needs?
Correct. And we have, it's all pretty much the same, because a business tends to run the same, right? No matter how small it is or no matter how big it is. Yeah. The only difference is a bigger business, you're dealing with more employees.
Right.
More employees, more problems, more things to solve on a daily basis, right? But the thing is that we do tailor it to whatever needs they have. I have companies that say, hey, Blanca, our payroll's great, it's working great, but we don't have compliance or we don't have recruitment, this is what we need. So then we just tailor it to that. Okay, we'll just assist you in that area, Or maybe they need the whole package. Bigger companies will come in and say, we have this in place, but we don't have this in place. So we just tailor it to whatever it is that they're lacking and what they need.
Okay, we've talked about compliance, which is very important in California. Yeah. What are businesses' other complaints? What do you find them struggling with more often?
Definitely recruitment. It's hard to find good people, you know, and definitely employee relations. There's always something going on, especially if you're like a manufacturing company.
Sure.
You know, there's just always complaints. That's like the number one thing I'm dealing with all day is employees calling me, hey, this happened, supervisors calling me this happened. And there's always got to be structure, right? There's always got to be structure. And we put that in place for them as well, so that not only is, like, again, the employee safe, but the company safe. Things are running smoothly. And sometimes a lot of these CEOs, they don't have the time to deal with that. You know, so we come in and we deal with that so that they have a safe place to come to and say, we're going to solve that for you. We're going to figure out what the problem is here. We want to make sure that everybody's being heard fairly on both sides. And then come up with a solution, document that, make it run smooth so that they don't have a bigger problem at
down
the
the line.
Because what happens is I have CEOs call me when they're being sued.
Sure.
Hey, I didn't know I had to do this.
Because if you put off the problem will just be bigger when you come back to it.
Exactly.
I think you made an excellent point. You know, the more that you grow, the more sort of problems you will run into, which is why you need somebody else to handle them. Okay, we will put all the information on how to get in touch with Blanca Espinoza, CEO and founder of Charismatic Talent. We'll put all of that online. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Having me.
Okay, coming up here next, a new cellular plan without any monthly fees. What's that? Rich DeMuro tells us all the details in today's Tech Smart. And stay tuned till the end of the show. A reward for all you book lovers out there, how your library card will give you the ultimate adventure this summer. We've got that and more when we come back.